risen. He is risen. He is risen for you and me. He is risen. He is risen. He is risen for you and me. He is risen. He is risen. He is risen for you and me. He is risen. He is risen. He is risen. Hey! Thank you, Holy Ghost. Thank you, Holy Ghost. Thank you, Holy Ghost. I know we Methodists and all, but thank you. Hallelujah. Hallelujah. He is risen for you and me. Hallelujah. The tomb is empty for you and me.
Yes, sir.
Hallelujah.
Yes, sir.
You may have your seats as we. Glory be to God. He is risen for you and me.
Yes, thank you, Lord.
He's risen for you and me. I'm going to speak to you briefly on the subject. Amazed at what had happened.
Yes, sir. Take your time. Take your time, man.
Amazed at what had happened. Amazed at what had happened. Amazed at what had happened. We are in Luke 24, 1 to 12. In the background, chapter 23 leading to 24, Jesus had a mock trial. Majority of us know the story. He was wrongfully accused of blasphemy, and he was literally sentenced to death. Jesus was sentenced to the death penalty, but killed no one. And Jesus went through the brutal process on Friday. He was crucified and died on the old rugged cross, buried in the tomb. Friday evening going into Saturday, it was the Sabbath, where everyone had to rest, where everyone had to ponder what happened, when everyone had to think, my King, my friend, my Savior, the one who fed me, the one who healed me, the one who gave me sight, the one who gave me hearing, the one who raised my dead son, the one who made my daughter well, the one who raised Lazarus, the one who fed me when I was hungry, the one who hugged me when I needed a hug.
Go ahead, man.
He's dead.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yes.
They had the whole Sabbath to ponder that. So all of them had to rest. And then we get to 24, it says, but, someone say but. On the first day of the week, which is Sunday. At early dawn, they came to the tomb. They took their spices that they had prepared, and they found the stone rolled away from the tomb. I already read this text for you. It's still there or not. Another thing in verses 1 through 8 is God, I don't know if you caught it or not, he sent messengers to remind them about what Jesus told them. It says 2 men were there in dazzling clothes, stood beside them. Women were terrified and They said, why do you look for the living among the dead? He is not here, but is risen. But God sent those messengers, God sent those angelic beings to them to remind them that this man that you follow, that you got these spices for and these oils for, he ain't here. Right. Tell your neighbor, he ain't here. Amen. So God had to send them messengers. And 9 through 12. They returned from the tomb and they told all this to the 11 disciples, because Judas had already hung himself. But it says to all the rest, which means there was other people around with the disciples. Now it was Mary Magdalene and Joanna and Mary, the mother of James. And listen to this, and the other women that were with them.
Talk about it.
They told this to the apostles. But the word seemed to them an idle tale, and they did not believe them. The apostles didn't believe the ladies. But Peter got up, ran to the tomb, stooping and looking in, and he saw the linen clothes by themselves. And he went on home, amazed at what had happened. 9 through 12, they told not only the disciples, but everybody gathered in the area. And it also gives us details of who the messengers were, which were women.
Go ahead, man.
The amazing thing, point number one, if you want to take notes, point number one is they were going to anoint his body as a dead man. But they forgot. And they didn't believe that he would be gone. They were perplexed, meaning they were puzzled once they got to the tomb. Those angels had to remind them of what Jesus told them. Listen, despite that leading up to Friday, Jesus told them approximately 6 times, I got to be handed over to sinners. I got to be nailed to the cross. But on the 3rd day, I'll rise again. He kept repeating himself. But for whatever reason, on Sunday morning, they get to the tomb ready to anoint a dead man. Someone say he ain't dead. And sometimes, beloved, God has to send messengers our way and remind us about what God promised us. Is there a witness? Sometimes God has to remind us and send folks our way and say, look, if I got you out of that time, I'll get you out of it again this time. If I fed you back then, I'll feed you again. If I took care of you in a hospital bed then, I'll take care of you in a hospital bed now. And sometimes God has to send messengers to remind us about his glory. I promised you I'll take care of you because you love me so much. And since you love me so much, I got some blessings for you and healing and deliverance. Someone say amazing. Sometimes God has to send messengers our way to remind us. Look, I ain't forgot about you. Didn't you remember what I said? Didn't you remember that I said you're going to get that home? Didn't you remember I said you were going to get that job? Didn't you remember that I said you are going to be taken care of? I'm going to provide for you. Did you not remember? Here's the second point. Someone say amazing. Amazing. Fellas, hold on tight. The second point is simply godly women are amazing.
Yes, sir.
And I thank those 2 people that got that. Godly women are amazing. What are you talking about, Pastor? What this got to do with women? You all up in their business. No, godly women are amazing. How come? Because I don't know if you noticed or not, God used all women to be the first to share the good news. What's the good news? The gospel. It was all women there to share the good news. Well, sometimes we fellas, we can get in our own way. We can get a little stubborn. Sometimes we drag our feet on stuff. And sometimes God tells us fellas to do something and we sit and drag our feet. And sometimes it takes a woman to get it done for us. Godly women are amazing. Why? Because God women are in tune into the Holy Spirit. And what godly women do was remember what God brought them through and decide, I'm going to follow him no matter what. All women were used to be the first to give the good news. Who was it? It was Mary Magdalene. Now, Magdalene wasn't her last name. It's like Jesus of Nazareth or Jesus the Nazarene. They call him Jesus the Nazarene, the Nazarite, because he was from Nazareth. They call her Mary Magdalene because she was from an area called Magdala. But that's not her last name. Well, what's up with Mary Magdalene? She was just delivered from 7 demons. That's all. And she decided, once I got delivered by my Lord and Savior right here, I'm going to take all of my earnings and give it to him and sow in the ministry, and I ain't going nowhere. I'm going to cling to this man because I was out of my mind and he healed me. Then there was someone named Joanna. No, not the Joanna that Kool and the Gang sung about. Some of y'all too young for that. There was a sister named Joanna. Who is Joanna? Well, she was the wife of someone named Chusa. Here's what they did. They were working literally in the palace of Herod. So they had money. Someone say money. They had some bread. However, Joanna had a drama of her own. What happened to her? Joanna was possessed by evil spirits too, until she ran into Jesus the Christ. And Jesus the Christ set her free from the evil spirits. And Joanna said, I got to hang on to him. I'm going to cling to him everywhere that I go, and I'm going to take my purse and contribute to the ministry. Give God a praise for Joanna. And then you got Mary there at the tomb. No, not his mom, according to the Luke text. It was Mary, the mother of James. What's her background? It doesn't say much about her, but she was the wife of Cleophas. And Mary just so happened to be well off herself. See, these women had money. Are you hearing me, church? One thing about a woman, they pretty good with a penny. Are you hearing me, church? Fellas, are you hearing this? Women know how to budget. Are you hearing me, church? So they said, listen, there's something about this guy walking through here with this linen on, this long hair, this beautiful brown skin. There is something about this guy. He ain't only healed me and saved me, but Lord knows if I didn't meet him, Lord knows where I would be. So Mary, the mother of James, decided, I'm going to follow this guy, I'm going to cling to him, and I'm going to support him with my resources. What are you saying, Pastor, about all 3 women? Well, if you look at the church today,
come on.
You see more women than men. Are you hearing this? You see more women than men. Why? Because women know if it had not been for the Lord on my side, where would I be? And the women don't mind. I'm going to show up to the church house and I'm going to give and fund the church house because Lord knows I was a mess years ago. So fellas, we got to step it up. Churches are jam-packed with women because women know I know who my God is. He touched my heart. He took that joke out of my life that didn't belong to me. Oh, Lord, have mercy. He set my mind free. I'm going to follow him and support him. That's the second point is godly women are powerful. This third point I want to make, someone say amazing. The third point is see God's power for yourself. See God's power for yourself. What do you mean? Well, those apostles, they didn't believe the woman for some reason. Listen to this. Even though the apostles were there with the women when Jesus kept telling them about 6 times. But for whatever reason, when the women went to do their thing at the tomb and came back, they ain't believe them. But Peter. Someone say, but Peter. Yeah, he remembered. Yeah, the same Peter that denied them 3 times. He remembered, oh, this dude prophesied that I would deny him, and I did, so this may be true. The same Peter that says, Lord,
if that's you, call me to walk on water, and I'm going to come to you. Even though if I drown, you're going to lift your hand and pick me up. The same Peter that his mom-in-law was healed, sick in the bed from a fever, and Jesus came and delivered. The same Peter that cut the soldier's ear off. Same Peter that loved Jesus like none other, even though Peter had issues. And Peter said, I'm going to find out for myself. I'm going to find out for myself. Don't take Pastor Young's word for it. Find out how great the Lord is for yourself. Don't tell somebody in your ear how great the Lord is. Find out for yourself. Yeah, because God is sure enough. If somebody said, look, I've been healed from cancer, go find out for yourself. I've been healed from heart disease. Go find out for yourself. I'm delivered from drugs. Find out for yourself. Go and see the miracle.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Someone say, find out for yourself. Go and tell your neighbor, find out for yourself.
Look, Peter said, oh, okay.
No, I ain't coming around there. This ain't not that door. This ain't no magic show now. This ain't no magic. Peter said, say what? He ain't dead. And Peter remember all the powerful things Jesus did. And Peter remember, he's the same Peter that said, you're the Son of God. He's the same Peter that when Jesus says, who do people say I am? Peter is the one that got it. So it was something about the way the woman said it that made Peter say, I'm going to find out for myself. Go on and tell your neighbor, find out for yourself. But the most amazing thing in this text, the most amazing thing in this text is that the tomb was empty.
The most amazing thing in this text is that Jesus didn't stay in the tomb. The most amazing thing in this text is that it was empty. The most amazing thing is that Jesus said he was going to do all of this for us, and he did. For who? For them, for you, and me. The most amazing thing in this text is that if we were living back in those times, we were the ones that were supposed to be whipped, beaten, and bruised, and carrying the old rugged cross. We were the ones that were supposed to be crucified. We were the ones that were supposed to be nailed to the cross and dying on the cross for lying to everybody and cheating to everybody. We were the ones. But Jesus says, I got you. I'll pay your debt for you. That's the most amazing thing about this text. I ain't staying up in this tomb. I told him I'll get up. I'm going to get up. So I'm rising today. It's Sunday morning. I'm going home to the Father. I'm going to show myself. I rise again. The tomb is empty. Sunday morning, the tomb is empty. For you and I, the tomb is empty. Our sins are on that cross. The tomb is empty. We ain't in there. The tomb is empty. Find out for yourself. The tomb is empty. Go look for yourself. The tomb is empty. He done resurrected. The tomb is empty. He covered you in our sins. On the old cross. There ain't nobody in that tomb. So I thank the God. I thank the Lord that he didn't stay in there. I thank the Lord that the linen was just up in there. I thank the God that he didn't remain. Death couldn't hold him down. Death couldn't defeat him. My sins, your sins, are up on the old rugged cross. And the tomb is empty. Aren't you glad about it, church? If you're glad that the tomb is empty, go ahead and give my hallelujah praise. Go ahead and wave your hands if the tomb is empty. Thank God Almighty, the tomb is empty. Thank God Almighty, he got up off from the tomb in the grave. Thank God Almighty. kept his promise. Thank God Almighty, I can go to him and say I'm sorry and he wiped it clean. Thank God Almighty, he left the tomb. Give God a hand praise to Jubilee. Give God some glory if you're glad about the empty tomb. Give God glory. You glad about the empty tomb. Hallelujah. 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 Thanks be to God. Thanks be to the living God. Amen.